Okay, so I saw this on Twitter. It says rank these Gen Z artists based on their songwriting skills. So I figured I would chime in and give my take on it. So at number one, I'm putting Olivia Rodrigo. I mean, I think her songwriting speaks for itself. And I mean, look at Sour and look what that has continuously done with all the songs trending on TikTok and all those moments. And just songwriting wise, I mean, I thought it was decent for a debut album. Driver's License and, you know, that bridge moment, how that works in a song. Deja Vu, good for you. She writes catchy songs. She writes songs that are insightful. She writes songs that are relatable. So I thought Sour was a good first step in the career. And then with Guts, I feel like her songwriting took a step up in records like Vampire. Just the amount of words that she was able to fit in that song I thought was fascinating. Great bridge on there as well. And then we had some really cool stuff like Bad Idea, right? Which didn't really get the love it deserved as a single. And then Getting Back, you know, kind of that meaning of either I'm going to get back in this relationship with him or I'm going to get revenge on him, which we've done before, but I feel like she did it well on that record as well. About of a homeschooled girl, absolutely exceptional, pretty isn't pretty, etc. I think she writes songs that plenty of people can relate to. She writes catchy stuff. I think that she is a decent songwriter overall, so I think we got to give her some credit there. Number two, I'm going to be putting Chappell Roan. I think that what she writes works well for what she does. She has some catchy stuff. Good Luck Babe, I think it's a good song in terms of the songwriting and stuff like that. And I liked Casual. I believe there was a song called Coffee I liked on the album. So she has a few records that I like. I feel like I'm probably not as high on her musically or songwriting wise as some people or whatever. You know, to me, she's kind of all right. Don't absolutely love her. Don't absolutely hate the music of her. It's just kind of in the middle for me. But, you know, she's somewhat decent. At number three, I have Sabrina Carpenter, and I said this in my review of the Short and Sweet album on my main YouTube channel, Anastasia 25. But basically, Sabrina Carpenter needs to work out how to be clever and witty without making you cringe. And she has moments where she does that, you know, like Bedchem and an espresso moment and, you know, things like that. But overall, it's just something that she has to really hone in. And I think that her songwriting skills have to improve. We had stuff like Don't Smile, which I feel like wasn't great. I didn't love Dumb and Poetic in terms of a songwriting. It's just the album was 50-50. Don't even get me started on emails I can't send. The email shouldn't have been sent. Songwriting on the album was abysmal in my opinion. She had the entirety of Skinny Dipping, which for my money is one of the worst songwriting moments of this decade. And then you had something about talking about you don't use forks and now forks are fucking everywhere. Whatever that's supposed to mean. And those are just small examples of the horrendous songwriting on emails I can't send. I think that the songwriting has improved on Short and Sweet. Don't get me wrong, and obviously she's working with collaborators, so you know I'm sure they had some input on it and all those things, but songwriting wise she has to improve. I've been saying that. I think the vocals are better than the songwriting. I think she can improve, you know, the leaps and bounds made between those two albums, it's possible, but you know that's what's putting her at number three, at least for me. But you know she has some good records, I would say. Number four is Gracie Abrams. I don't really know as much Gracie Abrams as I do these other artists. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. My sister is a huge Gracie Abrams fan. Like, she's been loving her before her recent song, I Love You, I'm Sorry, blew up. You know, she has been writing for her. And I told her all the time, Gracie Abrams is just Diet Taylor Swift. Her music, from what she has shown me and from what I have heard, is boring. I am so sorry. I saw this person on TikTok say that Gracie Abrams' bridges eat and the rest of the song is kind of boring. And, you know, I could see that from what I've heard, but I just don't think that she's a great songwriter. I don't think that she really writes stuff that's that captivating. I don't even think that her stuff is good to play in the background, you know? And yeah, it's just Diet Taylor Swift. It's not interesting to me. It's not intriguing to me. It's not insightful. It's just very generic. You know, from a songwriting standpoint, she doesn't really stand out to me. Vocally, she doesn't stand out to me. I don't get the Gracie Abrams high. I will never get it, and that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think of these artists on songwriting down below, and let's continue that conversation.